guys, welcome to my second video. Thank you for joining me again. This video today is going to focus on the lower back. So obviously a lot of you are going to be probably sitting quite a lot right now, not moving around as much as you normally would, not walking as much as you normally would, and maybe not in the best position while you're on your laptop as well. So the exercises that I've put together, I'm hoping that they're going to be really useful for you. Then most of them should be things that everyone's okay with as long as you take it at your own pace. So go into everything very gently, especially if you've got any sort of conditions like arthritis or spinal stenosis, then just be really, really careful. Stay within your own comfort zone. You don't need to compete with anybody. You just need to get the benefit from it yourself. So even if that means you can only do the exercise slightly, you'll still be getting some benefit. Quite a few times in the video I'm going to offer some modifications to some of the exercises. So if it's something that you're finding difficult or that you think you shouldn't do, then there may be another option, or else you can just contact me and we'll talk over what you'd be able to do yourself if everything in the video isn't suitable for you. So I'm going to be using a couple of things today that you might want to have on hand. You don't need to. So a TheraBand or a strap. This is not for strengthening today. This is just as a support for one of the stretches that we're going to do. And a massage ball or a tennis ball. I'm just going to show you very quickly at the end how to do a little bit of self-massage with one of these. And the other thing is we're going to be doing some floor work. So if you have a yoga mat, that's great, or else you can just use a room in your house that's got carpet, or just lay out something, a couple of towels, duvet, whatever you can, just to make the floor a bit softer for you. And then that'll be fine. So hope you enjoy the exercises. I was really grateful for all the great feedback I had on the last one. So any feedback that you have on this one is very much appreciated. And we're going to start with the seated exercises. Okay, I hope you're seated comfortably. So our first exercise, just a really nice and gentle one to start getting your back warmed up, and that's a pelvic tilt. So you're just rocking on your pelvis nice and gently. And I'm going to sit side on so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. So tilting that way and that way, just nice and slowly. Just getting everything warmed up. If your range of motion in this one isn't huge, that's absolutely fine. It's much better that you're comfortable. So if you get to this point and you start feeling a bit of pain in your lower back, just don't go any further. Just a nice gentle movement, just to get things warmed up. So I'm just going to be showing you these, but these are things that you can do yourself whenever you can, and obviously for a little bit longer. So just a nice pelvic rock there, get you a bit more warmed up. The next one, you're going to raise your arm up. So in this case, if you raise your left arm and tip over to the side. If you can, put your hand next to you, the opposite hand, or sit on it, and then you can take some weight on the opposite arm. So when you're reaching across, you can actually put your weight on the supporting arm so that you're just able to relax this side here rather than having to hold yourself up. So just a nice stretch over that way. And then right arm up and stretch over that way, and you might get a few clicks and crunches like I am right now. And just a nice stretch. You should be able to feel that all down the side and into your lower back as well. And we'll swap sides again. So when you do this on your own, you can do as many repetitions as you want to. So I'm just taking you through it so you know what you're doing. And we'll do one more each side. So all the way across. Nice big reach up, lifting up your rib cage and across. Good. That should feel quite nice now. And so the next one is a really gentle twist. If you know that you shouldn't be doing twisting, just leave this one out, or if you feel that you want to try it just very gently, then do, but don't go beyond where you're comfortable. So if you want to cross your legs, that can help. So if you cross your left leg on top, for example, and then you're going to twist to the left side and use your right hand to just help you twist that little bit further. And then the other way. And again, just don't take it any further than where you're comfortable. So just within a nice, comfortable range of movement for you. One more each side. Keeping your chest up as you do this one. Good. If you want to do a slightly more difficult one, you can lift your arms like this and you twist with a slight bounce at the end. So you've got to keep your core, keep your abs quite strong with this one. So just a little bounce at the end. If the twist wasn't good for you or you don't want to do it, then don't do this one. But this is good for freeing up your sacroiliac joint, which is where your spine meets your pelvis. That's quite helpful. That one can get a bit stuck. So next one, we're going to do a seated hamstring stretch. So that's for the back of your thigh here. So I'll just tilt this a bit lower so you can see. So you're going to put one leg out in front of you and then keep it straight so you've got your heel on the floor and just lean over into it. So you can see there. There we go. So you should be feeling a nice stretch at the back of your thigh there. If you point your toes up towards you, towards your face, then you're going to feel a stretch in your calf. And then we can do the other side. So leg out. And just lean forwards and you should get a nice stretch at the back of your leg. Your hamstrings, when they're tight, they really pull on your lower back. So this is all really helpful stuff. So there's a good stretch there, hopefully. And bring this back up. And the next one, cut my head off, but never mind. So this is for your glutes, a nice glute stretch. So you're going to lift one leg. If you're not very flexible in your hips, you might struggle with this one. So I'll show the main exercise and then a modification for you. So if you take your left foot, put the ankle on top of the right thigh, and so you have this sort of your knee more or less level with your foot, and then just lean forward and you'll get a really nice stretch around your hip and into your glutes. If you're struggling with that one, if your hip won't get into that position, you can simply cross your leg over and draw your knee in towards the opposite side of your chest. And if that doesn't come very far, if you're just there, that's fine, as long as you're feeling a bit of a stretch and an opening around your hip there. So pulling that in, or if you're here in this position, that's great. And then we can swap sides. So now right ankle on your left thigh and lean forward. Oh, that one's tight. I can feel that. I can really feel that one. Hope you can too. Try and keep your chest up so you're not hunching like this, but you're stretching upwards from the waist. You're going to get a much more effective stretch that way. And when you do these on your own, you can hold that for maybe 20 to 30 seconds and keep repeating it as many times as you like. Or if you weren't doing that one and you're in this position, that's good, and you'll be getting a nice stretch around your hip and your glutes. And good. And that's our seated exercises done. So the next ones that we're going to do are going to be some standing ones. Right, we're ready for the standing ones. So I'm literally rearranging my house for you guys. So standing can be on your yoga mat, you don't need to be yet. So the first one that we'll do, I'll do side on, and that's going to be a really simple roll down. So we're going to take this nice and slowly, and you're only going to go as far as is comfortable. So if you're only going halfway or quarter of the way, that's fine, you're still going to be opening out your lower back. So really nice and slow movement. So you're dropping your head forward and then curling your upper back first. Just let your arms hang nice and loose and just curling towards the floor. Tuck your tailbone under and just let everything hang towards the floor. If you can only get to here, that's fine, or here, that's fine. If you want to go further and you get to the floor, you can start to stick your bum out as you get to the floor, and you're going to really feel the stretch in your hamstrings and your calves as well. So nice and slowly roll it back up. Personally, I prefer to do this one several times rather than go down and hold it. I prefer to come up again slowly like we just did, and then into it again. So we'll do another couple together, and then when you do this in your own time, you can do as many as you like. Oh, I'm really feeling that stretch at the back of my calves, so that's good. So your head's hanging nice and heavy when you get to the bottom, and then slowly curling back up. Keep your chin in till the end, and then your head is the last thing to come up. And I'll go straight into one more. And don't forget, if you're not going very far, that's absolutely fine. So curling down, everything nice and heavy, hanging towards the floor. The more you practice these, the more flexible you'll get with them. So if you can't get very close to the floor at this stage, and you want to keep practicing it, you may well find that you're going to be able to get closer and closer as time goes on. So there's that one. The next one, I'm going to face you. So just simply hands to your sides, and we're doing a side bend. So all of these, same as anything else, nice and gentle and just within your own comfort range. So I'm going to start with the right hand. So you're going to tip towards the right side and just let that right hand slide down the side of your leg there, and back up, and then the other way, so over to the left and back up. If you want to, you can reach your arm up, so left arm up and tipping over to the side, but you certainly don't need to. And right arm up if you want to do that, and over to the side and back up. We'll just do one more each way together, and up, and last one, right arm up and tipping over to the side and back to the middle. Good. Then we're going to take our legs apart, and once again, you do the whole of this one if you want to and if you can, and if you find that it's a bit too difficult for you, then just take it as far as you're comfortable. So this one's a standing saw. This is a Pilates exercise. So take our arms out to the side. You're going to twist your body and then reach down to the opposite foot. So if you want to do this one with me, so you're going to twist to your left, reach down and touch your left foot, or just as far as you can. If you're just twisting slightly and reaching to here, that's fine. If you don't want to do the twist at all, don't do the twist. And to here. If you didn't want to twist and you want to just carry on with the other one, you can be doing like we did in the last exercise. That's fine. Or if you want to do the standing saw, we'll just do a couple more. So over to your left and down, and twisting to your right and down and back up. Okay, So one last standing one. This one is a back extension. It's nice and simple, but if you've got something like a spinal stenosis and you know that you shouldn't back bend, then just leave this one out. So side on, I'll show you what we're doing. So your hands go on your lower back, so sort of either side of your sacrum, and you're going to put slight pressure with them and then tip over backwards. So you're actually supporting some of your weight with your hands. Just come as far as you're comfortable. Don't need to go too far. You can stick your chest out and tip your head back slightly. When we're sitting, we're often very slouched, so we're quite rounded in the lower back, which isn't very good for your discs. So if you can get into this position now and again, that's really good for taking the pressure off those discs there. Yeah, so that's all our standing exercises. And now we're just going to do a few floor exercises. Okay, so floor exercises, and for this section you really do need a yoga mat or a carpet. So just anything soft that's on the floor so that you can be lying down for some of it. So first of all, we're going to be lying on our back. Just a really nice position that you can get into anytime you like. On your back with your knees bent, so your knees towards the ceiling, and then you're just going to hug your knees in. And even just that in itself is a really nice stretch for the lower back. And then one that I really like to do is to come back a bit. So one leg in, hugging one knee in, and the other leg straight. And you're going to alternate like that. So the leg that's going out straight, you're getting a very slight stretch in hip flexors as well. And that's really good for your lower back. So try and keep your abs quite strong so that you don't want to be arching your back off the floor too much. You want to keep quite a flat lower back against the floor. And just pulling your knee in towards your chest as far as you can. And again, as usual, if your knee doesn't come that far towards you, just take it to wherever you can. So there's that one that I really like. And then the next one, you're going to start off in the same position, so feet on the floor and knees towards the ceiling, and then you're just going to drop your knees, arms out to the sides, drop your knees over one way and then the other way. And this one is really good if you get a bit locked up in your sacroiliac joint or SI joint, which you can do when you spend a lot of time sitting. Again, of course, if you're not supposed to do twisting exercises because of any condition, then this is probably not the one for you, and you can just carry on with these ones here. And otherwise, a couple more twists. Good. I'm going to grab my TheraBand. So if you've got a TheraBand, you can use that now. Or if you haven't, you can use anything like a long belt or any kind of strap, anything that you've got, or a scarf even. So we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So on the floor again. So you're going to bend one knee. So for example, if you bend your left knee, you're going to take your right leg straight up. You can either just grab any part of your leg that you can reach and draw it in towards you, or if you want to make it a bit easier, or if you can't get your leg very far, you can loop the band around your foot and just gently draw it in towards you. So you're going to try and keep your straight leg as straight as you can. If you tip your toes towards your face, that's quite sore for me, and you're going to get a nice stretch in your calf, or not so nice stretch in your calf, but it's a good thing to do anyway. And then we'll swap over. So right leg bent and left leg straight, and you can either just bring your left leg towards you and hold the back of your thigh or your calf and pull that leg in towards you, keep the knee nice and straight. You can loop your band or your strap around your foot if you want to, and help to draw it a bit closer. Oh, and that's a really good stretch. Again, your hamstrings, your glutes are very important when it comes to your lower back, because if they're tight, they do pull. So that's a good one. And then a couple more. So we're doing hip flexors again. We've done a little bit of hip flexors so far. This one is a lunge. So you're going to step forward with one foot, let's say the left foot this time, and then you're going to drop onto the opposite knee. You don't need to come down onto this knee. I'm going to show you how to do it if you don't want to come onto your knee, if that's painful. Keep your tailbone tucked under, and you're just going to lean forward so that you're putting your weight onto the front leg. So if you've got your left leg in the front, you should be feeling a stretch in your right hip flexors here. And that's a really good, strong stretch. And don't let your bum pop out like that, but keep it tucked under. And then we'll change sides. So you're going to be now on your left knee with your right leg in front and leaning forward, tailbone tucked under, and you should be feeling a nice stretch in your hip flexors. If you struggle with any of these stretches, feel free to contact me, and we can do a Skype and talk about what you might need to change so you can feel it more. So that one actually can be done really easily. If you don't want to be on your knees, you can easily just do that standing. So leg in front of you and bending it, and you keep your back leg straight. And exactly the same thing, so taking the weight onto the leg that's in front of you. Keep your tailbone tucked under, and you'll be feeling the stretch at the front of the thigh of the leg that's straight behind you. And swap over. This is a really good one to do. We very often forget to stretch our hip flexors. For me personally, I get quite achy in my lower back, and I find that stretching my hip flexors is the most helpful thing with that. So hopefully you might find the same, or at least it really helps loosen things as a whole. Good, so that's the hip flexors. And then I just want to come down into a child's pose with you, and that's going to finish our exercises. So kneeling like this. If your knees can't get into this position, maybe you can just sit like this and just curl forward and hug your knees. If you can, you're going to get into this position and just bring your forehead to the floor, and your arms either behind you or quite nice in front of you. And that's just a really nice relaxing position, and you can stay in that for as long as you like, and just let everything relax in your lower back. So your lower back should now be warmed up, stretched out, and now taking a load off it in a nice child's pose. And then I'm just going to show you what you can do with the massage ball, if I can find it. So the massage ball or the tennis ball, most of you will know how to use one of these, because I'm sure I've nagged you about it many times. But for the lower back, you can just put it against the wall. So it's going to be anywhere in your lower back, not on your spine, so avoid your spine, but either side of the spine. You've got your quadratus lumborum muscle in the side, and you can get into that very nicely. So you're just leaning your weight into it, and you can roll up and down, or get it into your hip and side to side, and lower into your glutes. So yeah, just avoiding any bony parts, but there should be plenty of nice fleshy bits back there that you can roll out. And the other side, so up and down, side to side. And you'll find if your back gets very stiff and tight, this is a really nice way of just doing a bit of self-massage. Obviously not the same as a real massage, but nice in the meantime until we can get back to normal. And yeah, that's your massage ball. So that's your lower back video done. Hope you enjoyed it. don't forget that at the moment, while we're probably all moving around a bit less, it's a really good idea to regularly get up and walk around or do some stretching. Something like setting an alarm on your computer or on your phone to go off once an hour and remind you to have a walk around is a really good idea. If you're still going out for your walks, which we're advised to do carefully and safely, then that's great. Brisk walking is really good for your lower back, and movement generally is the best thing for it. So yeah, feel free to contact me if you struggle with anything, or if you feel like you want something slightly more tailor-made, then that's absolutely fine and we can do that. And if you did enjoy it, then again, any donations are very much appreciated. If you didn't enjoy it, or you felt that the exercises weren't for you, then don't feel that you have to donate, or if money's tight at the moment, then just use it, get the most out of it that you can, and don't worry about it. And yeah, really looking forward to getting back to normal and seeing you all when I can. So look after yourselves and stay safe. Bye.